So you were saying your uncle got you interested in
Well,
tattooing?
he's my second cousin. He's my mom's first cousin.
Okay.
They were the same age. They were born a couple weeks apart. So, like, he's 17 years older than me, you know. And he's a biker way back when, in the early 50s. And he'd done time and was prison tattooed. And a lot of black and gray work, California tattooing.
Okay.
And when he used to come around the family, my mom would always tell me not to be like your Uncle Bud. I called him Uncle because he was 17 years older than me, you know, he was respecting, I guess. But I wanted to, I've been painting motorcycles, and I couldn't really make a living at it. People didn't want to pay for high-end paint jobs when they could rattle can a job. And so I was going around, hanging around tattoo parties with bikers and stuff when I was younger. And there was a tattooist working all the parties back then named Denny White from Norfolk. And Denny would, you know, he's looking at bikes I painted out in the yard, and he's saying, man, I wish I could paint like a bike like that. You know, and I said, well, fuck, Denny, you're a tattoo artist, man. You know, you could do it if you wanted to. He says, oh, man, I ain't no artist. I'm just a mechanic, man. I put the stencil on, I color the tattoo. And, you know, I've been watching this guy make, you know, $500-600 on a weekend back in the 70s.
Right.
You know, and I can't get paid $100 to paint a bike in 2 months, you know.
Right.
You know, so I was, you know, a little bell went off in my head, and I started going up around my cousin that tattooed up in Yankton, South Dakota, and, you know, told him I was interested in it, and he wasn't too receptive to it. He moved up to Yankton kind of because, like, he was the black sheep of the family, and he just wanted away from all that business. And here I was up there trying to get him into more trouble with the family, you know.
Right.
He wasn't really wanting me to be doing it, but I just kept going up there. And then he got in trouble again, and he went back to jail again. And when he did, his wife got kind of mad at him because he'd spent a lot of time in jail already, and she'd put up with a lot from him, you know. And she calls me on the phone, and she says, I put all his tattoo equipment in the garbage can. Garbage man comes on Wednesday. If you want this equipment, that's where it's at.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hung up the phone, and I told Tess, let's go. Let's get in the car. We're going up to Yankton.
Yeah.
You know, we drove up to Yankton, and I didn't even knock on her door. I just pulled into the driveway, and I walked over to her garbage can, opened the lid, and there's all his tattoo stuff in the garbage can, man. I took it out.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
And that's your first equipment then?
Yeah, that was my first equipment. And, you know, I had a little bit of, you know, just, you know, like watching Bud, you know, his techniques and stuff, but I never really had, I can't say I apprenticed for the guy, you know what I mean? It wasn't like that. And I just kind of started hitting the tattoo party circuit and work a lot of biker things in the, you know, in the summer, 3-day biker parties. And
about what year, what time period would this have been, Dick?
77, 79.
Okay. And that's about when you started?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I started tattooing in 1977, and I think I started what I call doing it professionally in 79.
Okay.
Before that, it was just, you know, images that my friends wanted, you know, and I tried.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's
sure.
On my own legs. You
sure.
know, just like everybody else.
You bet.
I just was persistent, you know.
Yeah. What would have been the first shop you ever worked in, the first storefront?
My own.
Yeah.
Yep. I had it was when Bud went to jail, he made a business card that said Dermographics Tattoo that had the prison address on it.
Nice.
You know,
Far out.
you know, you can only get tattooed by appointment.
Yeah, right. To a point.
So I made a card also for Omaha that had, you know, like we had 2 shops. You
Okay.
know, one in Sioux Falls and one in Omaha. You know?
Okay, gotcha.
And it was on, it was called Dermographics, the Ultimate Tattoo.
Okay.
And it wasn't.
Right.
You know.
Sure.
But it was up on 32nd Avenue and Wright.
Okay.
There's a little tiny gas station there, one of them old 40s gas stations with a real small peaked roof and
Cool.
1 bay.
Yeah.
And that was my first
Okay.
shop. It lasted maybe 2.5 years.
Okay.
Something like that.
Nice.
Then I just kept working the road. You know, even back then I hated the overhead with the landlords. And,
Yeah.
you know,
So you were going on the road then? Were you able to tattoo with other people then?
lots of people, man, in a lot of places. I started going up to Sturgis and working, and then, you know, just from going to the conventions and meeting people, you know, my base expanded. I met Hopi Quall.
Mhm.
She was a nurse tattooist that worked in North Dakota, and she was a nice lady.
She
She
worked
ended
for
up-
Zeke too, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she did. Yeah, I ended up in North Carolina, and bought one of Zeke's shops, I think.
Lucky Tiger, I
Yeah,
think.
I
Down
do
on,
believe.
isn't
yeah.
that I can't remember what
She's
street
passed-
that is.
She's passed in the last few years too.
Oh, she has?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
But anyways, you know, Hopi was she was good at business and stuff, and she would rent. She got into a deal where she was renting building next door to Gunner's on Main Street, Sturgis. I mean, it was like, you know, prime location for
Sure.
a tattoo shop, and she had the concession there, and then you'd sublet from her. And,
Okay.
you know, and then when we were working there, it would be, you know, whoever it was. Brian Everett was working back then with us, and
Okay.
you know, just I can remember Brian being pissed at me because I'm getting work and nobody knew who he was. You know.
Oh, really?
Oh fuck, he's great. You know.
Yeah.
He's sitting there all mad at me because I'm working and he
Yeah.
ain't. You know. Yeah.
Who were some of the other guys you worked with up there? Was there a variety of them? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to think, man. It just was a rotating deal, you know. I mean, and I got to tell you, man. You know, I worked so many conventions and so many bike places that it gets to be kind of a blur.
Sure.
You know, I mean, was it the green carpet place or the red carpet place?
Right.
I don't know if it was Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. I can't remember
Right.
anymore. You know, it's just God, there were a lot of conventions.
Yeah. They were sure a lot more special then.
And people were coming in and out, you know. I mean, like, you know, I met Burt Rodriguez up there tattooing, and you know, through Burt I got to work the first couple tattoo and blues shows in Santa Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that took me there, and you know, it just, you know, just there, everywhere you'd go and work, you'd meet somebody new, and you know, I like Louis. You know, when I finally met Louis, we had mutual friends for years, and man, I mean, he like one of my best friends ever in tattooing, you know, I ended up being. And,
Louis Lomby.
yeah, and I'd go down, now when I was a gypsy tattoo artist working the road, I would go to a convention anywhere, and I'd make 3-legged trips. I'd go somewhere, like a convention, then I'd go to Louis and come home.
Okay.
Or I'd go up to Suzanne Fowler's in work.
In Ann Arbor.
Yeah, in Harbor, and then I'd go down to Louis and come home.
Okay.
Or I'd go to the Ink Spot in New Jersey, work for Steve Ferguson,
Sure.
and come home. Or
Yeah.
Shoemaker Mike, or, you know, it just goes on and on, the places that I'd go and tattoo. And then, but always I'd go to Louis. It got to be at Louis, I had a booth of my own with my name on the door.
Nice.
You know, I was there enough that I actually had my own station in his shop.
And where was his shop at that time?
In West Palm Beach,
Okay.
Boynton Beach.
Nice.
I guess it would have been.
Nice.
Nice, productive shop. Real, you know, a lot of flash, more flash than you can look at. You can't find it on the wall. We got as much flash on file as we got on the wall. You know, just
nice organized setup.
yes, sir.
You could make some money and have a good time doing
I
it.
always worked when I was at Louis. Never went home thinking I got shorted, you know.
Yeah.
And Louis was always real fair with me. You know, thought you know the PC and everything was always really good with him.
And about and you told me about your first meeting with Jack and how that went, and about what time then did you start going out to Tattoo Land, or when did you start working there?
I think it was 88.
Okay.
I think I was there 88, 89, and part of 90.
Okay.
California just didn't agree with me. Jack did,
Sure.
but California didn't, you know.
The tattoo scene was there, but it wasn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was up and down out there, too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, California's economy, boy, it's thin,
Yeah.
you know. There ain't no aircraft work going on in L.A. There ain't nobody tattooing because ain't nobody making no money, you know. That's the way it was. But I like tattooing for Jack. That was a fun shop. It was an experience.
And what was that tattoo shop you were tattooing out there?
At Good Time Charlie's.
Good Time Charlie's?
Yes.
Right on.
And I was lucky to get to work out at Fat George's tattoo gallery in La Fuente.
You worked there?
Yeah, for
Far out.
Fill in stuff.
Okay.
I never really I would help George out. He had diabetes. I'd go there when he couldn't work.
Yeah.
I'd fill in for him, or if he needed help, when Mark Mahoney left there, I went and worked there for him a little while until he filled the spot. I never really took like a full-time job with George.
Okay.
But I always would fill for George if I could, you know.
Yeah.
I liked working there. That was a fun shop.
How did it ever come about for you to start working out there? Just through your travels, you were meeting these guys, or is this something you had set on, you had talked to them prior?
Well, it all come from meeting Mark Mahoney. You know, Mark was like a mentor for me when I was on the convention deal. And when I first started tattooing conventions, Mark was the first real, professional artist that even gave me the time of day. You know,
Really?
Where Jack and Greg Irons told me if I came to California they'd kill me.
Yeah.
Mark was.
He was cool too, huh?
Mark was showing me techniques and.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He helped me a bunch, man.
Cool.
I tell him I owe him. He says I don't, but.
He's your guy, huh?
Yeah, he's my
Now,
guy.
if you had to credit one person with helping you the most in tattooing that way, would that be your guy?
I would think Mark Mahoney was good. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he's probably doing it today
Mark's.
on Sunset. You know,
Well, he is. He works
out
at
in
Shamrock
Hollywood.
Tattoo.
You bet, man.
They tattoo everybody.
He's out there getting after it today. I guarantee you. Later today.
Mark's the man. I just seen a piece he did on a kid here in Omaha, but he got tattooed by Mark at a convention in Las Vegas last year, and had some handwriting on him, and it looked like somebody laid a human hair on the guy.
Yeah.
And drew the name. That's how thin and man.
Precise, huh?
Yeah, they're the real deal, man.
Yeah. Right. I remember seeing script that you did a long time ago, and I wasn't even aware that you could get a tattoo like that in the Midwest.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. When I got to Good Time Charlie's, I wasn't that good at that.
Yeah.
And it was sink or swim time.
Yeah.
And I watched Mike Brown.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Better, you better be.
Yeah.
Because them boys are the best at it.
Yep.
I was really, really fortunate to get that job there. It even was like guardian angels or something, because I got hired to work at Winona shops in Deep and San Diego is what Jack and Winona hired me to do.
Yeah, I've been tattooed there actually.
Yeah.
A long time ago. Yeah.
And And in between them telling me to come on out to San Diego and start working for them at Skin Deep, Danny Romo broke his neck diving in a swimming pool.
Okay.
And was in a big harness thing, you know, and could tattoo for a while. And they needed me then to fill in Danny's shift at Good Time Charlie's.
Okay.
And, you know, in the couple, 3 months it took Danny to heal up, I'd moved my family to Orange County, got a place to live, and I didn't want to move to San Diego now, you know. I mean,
right.
I'm here now, you know.
Right.
So Jack just told me to make my own shift.
Really?
Yeah.
It was just, that was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't step on nobody's toes, make your own shift.
Okay.
How many people were working at the shop at this time?
Well, I was there, Creeper was there, Mike Brown was there, Danny Romo was there, I was there, Jack
Quite the list.
was there. Yeah, sometimes.
I bet you guys got yourself into your fair share of mayhem.
Well, it was a fun place to work. It was a fun place to work. It really was. I mean, you know, until you dealt with Samoans on PCP on a regular basis, you just ain't lived, you know?
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah. So, is that how you met Charlie then? Was through working there?
Yeah. Well, I just met Charlie on the road, you know. I mean, just because of hanging with Mark and stuff. I was, you know, Mark had time for me. And once Mark had time for me, then, you know, I mean, Charlie would walk up. Everybody would walk up. So
Charlie's a
Mark was
wonderful
like
man.
the conduit for me to, you know, that Mark was accepting me, was opened the doors to a lot of people for me, man.
Cool.
And I'll tell you, you know, as much as I respect Mark Mahoney for helping me, Charlie's my hero, man.
Yeah.
You know, he knows it too. I tell him straight to his face every time I see the guy, man. You are my hero, Charlie.
Yeah. He's a hero to a lot of guys, man. He's an awesome person.
When Jack gave me the job out there, the very first thing I did, before I even called my wife and told her, I called Charlie Cartwright and told him I got a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was stoked, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Neat guy. Yeah.
So you're hanging out in California, you're getting some experience doing all that excitement. What was the push to bring you back home, Dick? Was it the family or just tattooing, the lifestyle?
I'll tell you the truth, man. I wanted to go work for Louie in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shop was happening, man, and I could have made some money down there, and that's what I wanted to do. But you know, our family's a democracy, and we took a vote, and them kids wanted to be around family and stuff back here, so we came home. Cool. And it's all right. I don't regret coming back here. I like it here. It's my home. Yeah, I like it here.
And you've had shops in several locations since what'd you come back in, what, 92 or 93?
Yeah, I think it was 91, I think.
Okay.
Opened Grin and Barrett on 38th and Q Street, right across the street from what was Duffy's at the time.
Right.
A real traditional place for me to be. The building that we were tattooing in at one time was called Bill and Chubby's Cafe. And my mother worked at Bill and Chubby's Cafe when I was 4 and 5 years old, so I'd spent time in that room.
Cool.
A lot of time, because my mom was there.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
It was a neat room to. It just had a neat place for me,
Right.
you know.
What was happening in the tattoo scene in Omaha, if that?
My carpool and Buzz Chico, were here before I was. They were here when I got back from the Marine Corps. And working in a shop on 24th Street in South Omaha. And I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't Fine Line, that's Irish shop.
Right. I think it was just Tattoo Mike's maybe or something.
Yeah.
My father-in-law grew up with Mike. He has a lot of work from him. His forearms are all done by him and stuff. And I always thought he was a great tattooer.
He's still around, and he's down in Miami.
Yeah, I saw him on Facebook, man. So they were doing it.
They were here. That was just like Coney Island there, man. You know, and that's not a derogatory statement by me. It's just a style I think of.
Sure.
know, Mike, I believe, is from the East Coast, I think.
I think he is, originally.
And he's Coney Island style all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Hurt, they expect it.
Yep, and he did it right.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
It's the way they work, you know. And I went up there and
Real classic tattooing.
yeah.
Yep.
I went up there and got tattooed, and I didn't go back. I didn't like the work.
Okay.
It wasn't what I want. I've always wanted the gray work. You know,
Yeah.
And it just wasn't what I wanted. When I got the job from Jack, I called John, Myra's dad, and told him, you know, ain't nobody up here anymore. Harpool left, and Chico left, and I just got a job to work in California, you know, so if Ira wants to come up here, man, you know, it'd be a nice time. And they talked about it and decided to do that, and Ira rented my house, lived in my house for a couple of years.
He told me all that. He said that, you gave him like the go ahead, like, and that you were real good to him.
I like Ira. I knew Ira when he was just, you know, before he was even a teenager, man. He would help his dad on when we were, you know, working the bike circuits. I'd tattoo riding booths next to him, and Ira would be 12 years old, working the table, making the stencils, lining up customers, you know.
Yeah.
He was born through it.
You bet he was, yeah. He gave me a lot of help. You moved away from Q Street, your first shop, when you came back here, and relocated.
Went up to 42nd and Grover.
Yep, I remember that shop.
Liquor store was there, and a barber shop.
Yep.
It was a fun little shop.
Yeah.
I liked that shop. Rent was good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right on the interstate.
That's a good location, yeah,
it was,
definitely.
Man. It was a great shop.
Did you have any of these tattooers you were traveling around with you coming back in, stopping through Omaha, kind of finding it to be a destination spot then?
No. Omaha's pretty fucking off the map, man.
It's right in the middle.
Who the fuck's coming to Omaha?
Right.
I've known Freddie Negretti for fucking 20 years, and he still says I'm in Wichita.
Yeah, right.
You know, no matter when you talk, how's it going in Wichita? I'm in Omaha.
Because that's where people go to tattoo after they tattoo in California.
Yeah.
He knows that's where Charlie went, so that's where people go. They go to Wichita.
Wichita.
I think that's great, man. You'd be happy if tattooing were pretty much just an underground thing at this point, wouldn't you, Dick?
Yeah, I would. I wished when they were having all this legislation crap that went through this business that they would have just made it illegal. Because I don't know how many of these people would tattoo if it was illegal. What do I think of TV shows on?
Ink Masters.
How does that make you feel about tattooing,
I've
Dick?
never watched a minute of it.
Yeah?
So,
It doesn't affect you. You're not interested.
even if it's friends of mine that are on the judging panels this week,
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, it's sensationalized. It's an extension of the problem, man. I mean, we just keep spreading it. You know.
Yeah.
I watch on Facebook people complain about tattoo machines, and the guys that are yelling and screaming the loudest about it are guys that are building tattoo machines.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it, you know.
Right, man.
I just don't. How many tattoo machines do we need? I think there's enough out there right now. If we
Right.
stop building any more tattoo machines, there's enough of them. You know?
Yeah. More
More machines is not the answer, man.
Right.
I don't know. I wish it was. I loved it more when it was underground. Even when the shops that were on the street had an underground feel about them, man. When you walked in, it was almost like you wanted to look over your shoulder so nobody seen you doing it. You know what I mean?
It was exciting.
Yeah, man.
It was an adventure then.
Yeah, fuck now.
It wasn't so standardized.
It's just Sears now, man.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Henry Goldfield, I really respect Henry. He's a pretty neat old guy, man, and I get him on my Facebook a lot. He talks union stuff a lot.
He sure does, yeah.
You know, and people, I'm going to put on there because this is a thought I've had, and it's what Henry talks about. What are tattoo artists going to do when Walmart is hiring you at minimum wage?
What's been your favorite parts of tattooing? You know, whether it be the lifestyle or friends you've made or What's been the best thing for you, Dick?
Man, when I was biking and tattooing, I loved it, man. It was fun. I
Yeah.
mean, you were tattooing on dangerous people in dangerous places, and
Right.
sometimes your life was on the line if you didn't pull it off, I mean, seriously,
Sure.
man. I mean, I've been in places where they were going to kill you if you didn't do it,
Yeah.
Fuck, I love that, man. I mean, come on.
It was the rush,
Yeah.
kind of the rush for you, huh?
You know, 36 years, and most of them all are working still.
There you go, man.
I pulled it off.
Yeah.
And if they broke more fingers of people that couldn't pull it off, we wouldn't have the problem we have today.
Right. Good point. Good point.